Good evening, Danny.
How you doing, man?
Feeling good after watching that, because not often we go to Old Trafford and absolutely dominate them. 64% worth of possession, and definitely look the better team.
I do understand that point, so I do, but I think ultimately Man United were the taken. Man United were the taken after 5 minutes. Spurs conceded 2 goals in the first half to a team that didn't play well. As far as I'm concerned, that's criminal. A team that was there for the taking after those 5 minutes. So you could say, when you include that at time, Man United for the taking for 90 minutes.
I agree. And Danny, if we had Maddison there slotting in Sonny all day long, we're taking them. So without having 5 of our starting 11 in, going to Old Trafford for me and getting 2-2, regardless of where Man United are, I think still decent for me.
Yeah, and like I say, I understand the point. The point that a lot of sports people are making. But I think the players on the pitch should have been good enough to take that game with the scruff of the neck, given how bad Man United were and how that game was there to be taken and to be won and to be taken with the scruff of the neck, as I say. Yeah,
you're right. Obviously, Romero hit the bar with that great corner from Porro. Porro's delivery, distribution was fantastic today. He was at fault for probably the first goal for sure, maybe even the second. But, Pards, what do you make of that there? Like, Man United, who are there for the taking, you've got to go and take those opportunities.
Well, I think that, the setup of the team couldn't have been any better. They went on the front foot to try and do that with a weakened team, as you know. And when you looked at Spurs' bench today, you could see, they were very short today. I don't think he had too many options from the bench, to be honest, that he could really, change things up. But having said that, I think that's a terrific performance, and I'm with Ange all along there. I think he'll be going back on the bus to the plane. They're probably on the plane by now, drinking a nice glass of red wine and being very satisfied with that.
As I always say, and you said this from day one, and it always stuck with me about, when you're trying to stay in the Premier League, when you're trying to stay in a battle for, say, the top 4, Man United are competitors for that space, in my opinion. You always start the season, who can get the top 4 spot? Man United are always in for a shot. Yeah? Sure. Even Chelsea still are now, right? Yeah. So when you play these teams, can you take points away from them? Yeah. We've done that today at their ground. 4 points out of 6 against Manchester United.
All day.
Closed.
Job done.
We're not seeing them again this season.
Move on.
Done. Move on. Yeah. That's what I feel. Got a great message here from a Celtic fan, actually. Thank you to the Celtic fans joining us today. Celtic fan here. We were gutted when Big Ange left, and new Spurs were getting an absolute gem. Our motto was, we never give up. That's the Ange way. That's from Matt Greener. How impressed as a manager have you been with Big Ange? And what I often find with his response to stuff like this, the other week during the FA Cup build-up, they said, do you ever, dream of pictures of you holding a cup? He's like, no, I look at the ones of me winning things. He's won everywhere he's gone. Yeah. I think sometimes his achievements feel a little bit diminished by our press because it was in Scotland or it was in Japan or Australia. Would you feel it the same way? Because he's quite shirty at times with them. Yeah, well, you can only win in the area that you manage, and he's managed to do that wherever he's gone. So, he's done the criteria, and he deserves the right to have let's be honest, a big club like Spurs. He has earned his Spurs to be there. I know you've done there.
And when you look at thanks, mate. And when you look at when I look at Ten Hag, for example. He come through the whatever, and he has the Ajax team, and he had it for a long period, and he done very well. I think he got to the Champions League final with that team, a very, very good team. But it was a team that was always there. Do you know what I mean? It's always come through the Ajax there, and I don't know whether he's earned the right, in my opinion, to be Man United manager. So you have one manager who's won trophies and had experiences, different cultures, different teams, different levels, gone to Celtic, won everything, now in England. I think that carries a bit more weight for me. And I think that's being shown up a little bit in the interviews and the warmth that the two managers are actually getting from their group of players. And the one thing I would say about Ange, when I see someone... You get callers come on and say, he's going to need to be a rebuild at Chelsea. It's going to take 2 or 3 years. The same at Man United. It's going to be a rebuild under Jim Ratcliffe. We need 2 or 3 years. Well, I could have said that about Tottenham maybe last year. But Ange has come in and turned it around quite quickly. Absolutely. So it can be done if you got the right man. And he is the right man at this time. He's at the top of his game. You can tell that his confidence is oozing out of him, and he has a warmth for his team, and that's coming across in results.
What is it, Pard, as a manager? Was it for you? Was it 2 FA Cup finals as a manager, right? West Ham and Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
Top 5 finish with Newcastle in a really different time to where Newcastle are now.
Yeah.
Do you feel you're probably more equipped for the Manchester United job than Erik Ten Hag?
No, that's a bit nasty to throw that on me.
I'm asking.
No.
I'm asking as your friend.
No. I had no, even when I was at my height, and obviously at Newcastle, maybe when I won Manager of the Year, when we finished 5th, maybe I could have been in the frame there. But no, you got to earn
That's
the
what
right.
I'm saying. You got to earn the right to.
Yeah, of course.
Especially in this league.
Yeah, and you know, when I look at the appointments of some of the top clubs, you do have to wonder sometimes where they get their ideas. Actually, many clubs, I could name many clubs where there's a lot of managers where I'm thinking, how did that happen? But, you know, I think the Man United one is a concern, because even though last year, I think they did well last year and obviously won a trophy, I think this year he's getting found out, and I think he needs to find a solution quickly. Now, we're talking about he's going to have a load of time, you know, maybe to the end of the season for sure. He's still got time to turn it around.